I feel like this is turning into San Diego FC TV, Herc, and the club doesn't even exist yet. But let's get into some headlines that they're making. Oh, wow. They haven't played a game yet. First reported by Tom Bogert over at The Athletic. Sergio Ramos and San Diego are apparently in advanced talks. Ramos is 38 years old. He's out of a contract with Sevilla this summer. He had 25 league starts and 3 goals for Sevilla in the La Liga campaign. San Diego FC, of course, is set to kick off next year, 2025, as Major League Soccer's 30th franchise. Now, this would be a big signing, no doubt. But how about this? Kevin De Bruyne, Herc, also linked to San Diego. This from Graham Bailey, a reporter from over in the UK. Apparently, De Bruyne's long-term future at City is uncertain, with just 12 months to go on his current contract. And San Diego is looking to be his next team. The expansion side are going to launch an audacious, is the word used in the report, bid for Kevin De Bruyne, who at the current moment is 32 years of age. Let's start with Sergio Ramos. He's 38. 38 years old for a defender. Is that the right signing, in your opinion, for an expansion team?
So he'll be 39 around the time the season starts. His birthday's in March. And listen, it's very easy to sit here and say 39-year-old center back, aging center back who's far past the best years in his career, or where he once was, heading into Major League Soccer, a physical league, the travel, et cetera, disaster. It's going to be a formula for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster. I don't know. Think about this for a second. If we know something about San Diego is they love using the LAFC model. Look at these numbers. Look at these numbers. Forget about him leaving Real Madrid and the first couple of years at PSG where they were injury-ridden. Since then, the guy in the last 2 seasons has been physically fit, has been playing. Sans the red cards, because that comes with Sergio Ramos, those type of moments. But when he plays, when he's on the field and healthy, look at those numbers. We're not making those numbers up. That's not in the Eredivisie. That's not in Portugal. That is not in Belgium. That is in La Liga, those numbers. Clearly has something left in the tank. Now, the LAFC model, what am I talking about? They did this with Giorgio Chiellini. Giorgio Chiellini comes in at the right price, aging superstar, and not only is he do very well for them on the field, but he grooms the next generation. He's a leader in the locker room, and he does it at a reduced salary because it's California, because it's Southern Cal. This could be a home run move for San Diego at the right price. And things may change in Major League Soccer. We're talking 3 DPs right now, and it's the only reason you may even scoff at this. I'm not scoffing at his age. I'm not scoffing at who he is, because there is value to who he is today as a footballer, as a person, and as a superstar in this league. At the right price, this guy in San Diego makes a ton of sense.
You keep saying at the right price. Let's say there's only 3 DPs next year. I mean, that's kind of the bigger issue here, right? Is if Sergio Ramos wants what he thinks he's worth, he might ask for designated player money. We don't really see too many designated players contracts going to defenders. Would you do that?
Are the other 2 DPs an aging goalkeeper and an aging midfielder? Because that would change things for me.
Right.
That would change a lot of things for me. This is circumstantial. These are things you got to figure out on the field. They're puzzles that you can make them fit. If you're asking me off pure talent, standalone presence, if I would sign him as a DP, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, the off-field alone, right? Like, this dude's a Real Madrid legend, and I know a lot of the players linked to San Diego are Mexican national team stars, and we think, you know, the Mexican national team is a huge brand. Let's not get ourselves, let's not fool ourselves. Real Madrid is a big brand. A lot of people care about the Mexican national team, but almost everybody that cares about soccer cares about Real Madrid. So off the field, this guy would be a huge signing in San Diego. He would just be massive for them. And I think any on-field doubts, Herc, you pass on because, one, the numbers we just showed. Dude started 34 games at 38 years old across all competitions. Didn't play in 34, started 34 games as a defender. So you know that he's playing a lot. And then if you think about it, like, yeah, maybe Sevilla didn't get a lot better, but this is a guy who...
They got a lot better.
Nah, they didn't. They're 12th. No. They were 12th last season.
No, hold on, no. I'm talking about this season.
They've given up the same amount of goals.
Listen to what I'm talking about. He was injured at the beginning of the season for a few games, and they were struggling. When he got going, this team got better, and they went from relegation to mid-table. What I'm telling you is they got better.
Okay. I think the leadership for me also is a valuable thing, because when we talk expansion, the worry here is like, oh, you got a 38-year-old, he's going to break down. You also need to, and I'm not a guy who's been in the locker room, you might fight me on this, you need to establish a culture. And if there's a guy who I think who's going to like set a bar and not be very willing to be forgiving on it, it's going to be Sergio Ramos, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the Chiellini formula. You're setting the culture. You don't have history. So maybe you're not going to get that culture immediately. It's going to take some time. What better way to establish it with guys who are about culture, who are about history, who are about results and holding each other accountable? Sergio Ramos is one of the, I can make an argument, best players in Spanish football history. That's how good of a player he is, how important he's been, both national team and Real Madrid. And you're getting him at what I think for Major League Soccer is still a very good level of Sergio Ramos.